Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. It is your boy Kyle Robinson flying solo with you here on a very special edition of Sports Junkie, where we're going to take a look at the WWE TLC pay-per-view that occurred earlier tonight. It's the final WWE pay-per-view in the calendar. It came to us live from the Toyota Center in Houston, Texas. Let's jump right into it. The opening match was for the WWE Intercontinental Championship, a triple threat ladder match between Dolph Ziggler, the champion, Kofi Kingston, and the All-American American Jack Swagger. This thing's been brooding for a couple of weeks. They finally added Jack Swagger into the mix late last Friday night. Not a decision I necessarily agree with, especially considering the route he took. However, this match was a very back-and-forth contest. The ending, as most ladder matches are, was a little bit, off the charts. We come in, Swagger's back up at the top as him and Kingston are trying to go for the title. They both reach up at the exact same time, and the belt comes loose. Dolph Ziggler is down on the mat at this point. He manages to grab the title from the mat and still retain the WWE Intercontinental Championship. Gotta be a first in WWE. I don't ever remember there being a championship ladder match that ends where a champion retains the championship, having never climbed the ladder to get the title. Next up is a Divas Tag Team Tables match between the WWE Diva Champion Natalya and Beth Phoenix against my most hated group in all of professional wrestling, Late Cool. This match wasn't really the best match on the card by any means. First ever Diva Tag Team Tables match, however, to note. The match ends where Late Cool falls onto a table, however, the table doesn't break. Natalya then gets up and crashes the table over Late Cool to get the win. Kind of a new way to win a tables match, but hey, whatever works, right? Your winners for that match are the Divas Champion Natalya and Beth Phoenix. They plugged the USA or the WWE week this week on USA. In case you haven't heard, Raw is live on Monday. A very special live SmackDown will be on Tuesday night, both on USA. And then finally, they'll do a replay of this past Saturday's Tribute to the Troops on Wednesday night, all on USA. Next up, we have the WWE Tag Team Championships. In a division that has seemed to lost its luster over the years, the Tag Team Championships don't mean quite as much as they once did. However, when you put the right teams in the right scenarios together, it makes for a beautiful match, and this one was exactly that. It was Santino and Vladimir Kozlov against Heath Slater and Justin Gabriel of the Nexus. This match was also one of those very back-and-forth contests, a match that I didn't even know was on the card, to be quite honest. Santino gets the tag at the very end of the match, a hot tag. He comes in as Slater gets to Gabriel. Santino got a big hip toss on Gabriel and followed it up with a stunner. Santino got his famous Cobra ready, and McGillicuddy interfered, taking out Santino. The referee calls for the bell and ends the match in a disqualification, which obviously means that the tag team champs are still Santino and Vladimir Kozlov. However, it was what happened after the match that brought a lot of attention to this one. Nexus starts beating down Santino and Vladimir as Wade Barrett walks to the ring with a steel chair in hand. He gets into the ring and Kozlov is held up as Barrett hits him in the gut and then in the spine, and then proceeds to do the same to Santino. It was a clear message that was sent to John Cena based around their chair match later tonight. Next up on the bill was the number one contenders match for the WWE champion, the number one contenders ladder match, winner to face the WWE champion at a later date, Sheamus versus John Morrison. Without a doubt, this match stole the show. This match was the match I looked forward to the most of everything on this card, and it lived up to the hype. These two can go at any given time, and tonight was no exception. You put Morrison, a man who can bend his body in a number of different directions and fly around the ring like an airplane, with a ladder and a contract above the ring, and you've got yourself a very highly entertaining matchup. At the end of this one, it saw Sheamus and Morrison in the ring. Morrison was on the ladder as Sheamus tried pushing the ladder back, Morrison hung on, however, and he put a foot on the ropes, balancing himself as he pushed himself back forward, and he caught Sheamus with a huge kick to the face. Morrison climbed back up the ladder and grabbed the contract and is now the new #1 contender for the WWE Championship. I don't know when he's going to get his title match, but whenever it is, you can bet that I'll be sitting right there watching that match with very, very vested interest. The next match on the card was a co-main event, the WWE Championship tables match between The Miz, the champion, and Alex Riley against the Viper Randy Orton. This match, before I even get into this, if there's anybody sitting there listening to this that did not see The Miz walking out with the championship, and yes, I'm giving it away a little bit early, I'm sorry, you're a little bit out. However, I do have some interesting news to note, thanks to Gerwick.net, the same place I'm getting my information from the pay-per-view. A lot of the talk is the reason The Miz managed to win this match and kept the championship because Randy Orton is having some severe neck problems, may be out of action for a couple of months to recover. I'm not quite sure how they'll build this up. I'm kind of hoping that they got something set up in the way where Orton can be back in time for Mania, but I guess we'll wait and see. However, at the end of this one, The Miz manages to get the Miz and Orton are going at it, and Orton puts Riley through a table. The Miz then catches Orton with a skull-crushing finale while the ref is down outside. Miz moves Riley away from the crushed table and puts Orton on top of it. Miz slides out of the ring and starts slapping the referee to revive him and points in the direction of Orton as he's laying on the debris of the table, and the referee calls for the bell. After the referee finally comes to, he sees a replay, and for probably only the 10th time in WWE history, the match got restarted. The ref calls for the match to restart. Orton goes on the attack after Miz in the entrance area. Miz is sent into a steel ring post and then is tossed back into the ring by Orton. Miz then sends Riley into Orton as he gets on the ring apron to get back in. Orton flies backwards and crashes through a table, and the referee calls for the bell. The winner and still champion, The Miz. Please, somebody end this man's title reign already. I'm sick of watching the guy. I'm even more sick of listening to Michael Cole complain or cheer or whatever the hell it is Michael Cole does for The Miz on a daily basis. I'm not about to go there. Michael Cole was actually complaining, saying that there's no instant replay in wrestling. Hey, door check there, buddy. Apparently there is, because the match got restarted. You should learn the rules of wrestling. And now on to the second main event, a match that got twisted and kind of manipulated this past Friday night. It was a fatal four-way for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship in a TLC match. Kane, Edge, Rey Mysterio, and Alberto Del Rio. And yes, Alberto Del Rio main events a pay-per-view. Anyone else see a problem with that picture? Because I do. Anyhow, there's a lot of questions being thrown around as to why they added Del Rio and Rey Mysterio into this. There's a lot of speculation. It depends on your point of view. A lot of it could have to do with Rey Mysterio's injury. A bit of it could have to do with the fact that normally Kane and Edge's matches are somewhat boring. Well, whatever your viewpoint is, when you taking a look at the end of the match, all four men are down the ring, and Kane climbs onto the apron, and Edge catches him with a spear through the middle rope, sending Kane out, back off the apron, and through a table. Edge then climbs a ladder, pulls the belt down, and becomes a 10-time World Heavyweight Champion. Only a few other men have managed to hold the title 10 or more times, and now Edge is part of that illustrious group. Rolling onward to our main event of the evening, John Cena and Wade Barrett in a chairs match. Wade Barrett is the only member of Nexus that John Cena hadn't managed to get his hands on before tonight, and this match had an ending that even I was proud to, see. It was amazing. Cena grabbed a chair and hit Barrett in the gut with it, and then cracked him over the spine with some force. and Cena smiled like a madman, the way only Cena can do. He then gets on top with a steel chair and connects with a leg drop using the chair for leverage, and then he sets up a chair and grabs 2 more at ringside. But he's not done there. He throws even more chairs in the ring until he has a total of 6, lined up, facing each other. He then delivers an AA onto Barrett, onto the chairs, and he covers him for the win. After the match, Cena starts celebrating and yells, "It's over. It's finally over," as Wade Barrett rolls out of the ring and starts crawling away, and Cena walks out stalking him. Cena grabs a steel chair and cracks him across the back, and then as he follows Barrett and hits him a couple of more times as Barrett stumbles up the ramp. Cena then drags a platform over near Barrett and places it on top of him. A string of chairs is hanging above, and Cena grabs one and pulls it down, and the rest come tumbling down over the platform on top of Barrett. Cena grabs a water bottle and takes a drink and heads to the back as the pay-per-view rolls off the air. Not probably the best pay-per-view WWE did all year, but for the last pay-per-view before the road to WrestleMania, I really can't complain. I'd give it, I'd say probably a 7.5, maybe 8 out of 10. If you guys disagree, let me know. Until next time, you can always hit us up at sportsjunkies with an S at hotmail.com. Follow us on Twitter, twitter.com/sportsjunkies with a Z. We have a brand new website going up, xrl.us/metal, JAKET. And if you're on YouTube listening to this right now, then you should subscribe to our YouTube channel, because the more subscribers we can get, the better it looks for us. And I know you guys are fans, so come on, join the subscription page, would you? Until next time, as always, if you have a request, we have your fix here at Sports Junkies. Good night, everybody.